In the northern roads of Polk County, Georgia, a bridge was constructed as part of a new road system that would connect the small rural towns in the area. In the summer of 1907, a group of inmates was sent to a location in the swampy area just near a small community to build a bridge for a government-run work project. The prisoners were given minimal supplies and were expected to complete the project in a short period of time. The inmates worked hard, but the conditions were harsh. The heat of the summer was oppressive, and the lack of food and water made the task even more difficult. Despite the difficult conditions, the prisoners kept working, determined to finish the bridge. One night, however, something strange happened. Several of the inmates suddenly died in their sleep. The cause of death was unknown, and the other inmates were too scared to speak up. The prison guards were also suspiciously tight-lipped about the affair. The mysterious deaths remained unsolved, and the bridge was eventually completed. To this day, no one knows what caused the inmates' sudden demise. Was it something in the air, a malicious act of sabotage, or something more sinister? The bridge was well built and sturdy, but it soon became the source of much fear and superstition. It was told by many that people would cross the bridge, only to disappear without a trace. No one knew what had happened to them, and rumors began to circulate that the bridge was cursed. Some said that a witch had cursed the stream that runs beneath the bridge long ago, while others claimed that the bridge was haunted by the ghosts of those who had vanished. There was an old lady, Miss Hazel, who lived in a small house very close to the stream. She had heard many stories about the bridge over the years. There was one story she knew well and recounted often about how two teenagers had disappeared while crossing it. The old lady had lived in the house for many years. She rarely believed what she heard, and only half of what she had seen. However, there was one incident she said she would never forget. No one knew the truth, as her story is one of many. One evening, she said, many years ago, as she was tending to her goats in a field near the bridge, just as the sun was setting, she witnessed two teenagers walking across the bridge when suddenly a thick fog descended upon them. They were so scared that they ran off the bridge into the woods, never to be seen again. In the distance, she saw a glowing orange orb that shot into the sky as fast as a bullet. The old lady said that the fog was not natural and that it was the work of a powerful being. She believed the being was a powerful witch who had cursed the bridge. The witch had wanted to protect the bridge from trespassers, and so she had used her magic to make it impossible for anyone to cross it. The old lady said that the witch's curse was still active, and that anyone who tried to cross the bridge would be cursed and never be seen again. On her rare visits into town, she warned the others to stay away from the bridge, and some heeded her warning, and some did not. To this day, no one knows what happened to the two teenagers who disappeared on the bridge, but the old lady's story may serve as a reminder of the power of the supernatural. Late in November of 1951, a police officer was called to investigate an occurrence of a woman who had been reported missing while traveling on the same road as the bridge. The officer arrived at the bridge and began to look around. After searching, he noticed something strange. In the middle of the bridge, there were a few items scattered about. He picked them up and noticed that they were women's clothing. Also included were a purse, lipstick, and several pieces of jewelry. He had a strange feeling about the items. The items were all in perfect condition, as if the woman had just dropped them. He also noticed that the items were all arranged in a strange pattern. He quickly took pictures of his findings. The police then went to the missing woman's family and asked them if they recognized the items. They said that they did not, and that they had never seen them before. Authorities went to the local newspaper and reported their findings. The news quickly spread throughout the town, and people began to speculate about what had happened to the missing woman. The officer then followed up on his investigation, and after several phone calls to the paper by a few concerned citizens, it was discovered that the items had belonged to a different woman who had crossed the bridge 15 years earlier on a trip to her grandmother's house on Christmas Eve. She was also reported missing. That missing woman had been wearing the same clothes as the items the officer had found. The officer then went back to the bridge and searched for any clues he may have missed that could lead him to the missing woman. He eventually found a strange note that had been written in the woman's handwriting. However, the writings were a mix of symbols and unknown shapes. No one was ever able to decipher the markings. The officer and police were baffled by the strange story and the bizarre description of the items found. To this day, the townspeople still talk about the story and the mystery of the missing women and their found items. The bridge became known as the Vanishing Bridge, and it was avoided by locals whenever possible. People whispered of strange noises and lights coming from the bridge at night, and some even reported seeing strange figures lurking in the shadows. Because of the rumors and superstition, the bridge was eventually closed to the public in 1973. It still stands today, a testament to the mystery and fear that still surrounds it. The cause of the disappearances remains a mystery, and the area near the bridge is still avoided by many locals.